everybody, my name is Joanna and I'm going to talk about public speaking today. My first reaction to this public speaking assignment was a little bit of anxiety. I'm not too good on public speaking myself. It's something I've always feared, but everybody can overcome it if they just practice and follow some tips that we've learned. Some of the tips that were given on Blackboard are some great tips in order for somebody to be able to say the speech or go through the speech without having that fear or that anxiety. Did you know that 70% of the population is actually scared of public speaking? It's actually a big deal. There was a study done by a university, by a speaking class. They did a case study on men and women. The highest level of peak they found, but the highest level of peak was during the anticipatory period. That's the period of anticipation. When you know that you have to do the speech or you have to do a public speech, and it's very anticipating for some people. They get psychological anxiety. The second level of anxiety was when the teacher announced that there was going to be an assignment that involved public speaking. A lot of people don't take that too well. The third level of anxiety was taken at the last time, but it wasn't so much anxiety. It was, I guess, the lowest level of anxiety, and that level of anxiety occurred when there was in-class preparation. So basically, when people are learning or working as a group or in an environment with others that are probably going to be doing the same thing, that's when they have the lowest level of anxiety. Public speaking is something that's very important in public health and public education alike. It is very important because in communication, you have to be able to communicate with the population, with different communities, because in communities we have different heritages, we have different races and beliefs, values. So each group has their own set of rules or things that they believe in. And so if we say something to somebody, it might be offending, and they won't listen to us anymore. So it's very important that we are able to communicate efficiently and effectively. Also, if you're of course going to be a public educator, it's important to be able to be comfortable doing public speaking, because there are some times that you have to go and speak in a public setting, like a community, a big community that requires a big, the whole community meeting, a town meeting, or in a school setting, or in a workplace, or in a park, any type of community meeting or gathering that involves a lot of people, in which you're trying to share something that you want to change, something you want to influence, something that you want to improve. The public educator has to be able to communicate efficiently and effectively to the population. Some of the things that we've learned during this assignment, in order to improve your public speaking, was to prepare the subject and be able to say it effectively. Another thing that was very important was, of course, our posture and our physicality. They told us not to, to slouch over or to be too straight. That just shows that you're scared. You're scared, or you're fearful. So you have to be able to be comfortable with your environment and your posture. You have to be just very comfortable in order for you to communicate effectively, and breathe. Of course, breathe. That way you don't have nausea or sicknesses or anything. Another thing that you could do for public speaking is to penetrate your audience. So basically, don't make jokes, but don't make too many jokes that will maybe offend somebody. They might start leaving and they don't want to hear you anymore. So definitely penetrate your audience, make jokes, laugh, and don't be too serious. If you're too serious, monotone, they're going to get bored and you're not going to want to hear your story. Also, from Toastmasters International, they taught us to be prepared and rehearse enough, because during the speech, if it's like a big town hall or a meeting, these people are giving you their time to listen to your speech. So basically, you have to really rehearse well and to make sure that people are not wasting their time. They want to be able to know that you know your information and that you're willing to give it efficiently. So definitely rehearse your speech, and also start with a strong start. You can do an attention grabber. That can be a personal story that you can share that's really impactful, or a statistic that can shock people, that people don't even know about. That's something that can really grab the audience attention, and you can be able to start off there. You can just grab their attention and then just go from there. Of course, with rehearsing, also something that you can use, you can use note cards, but of course, you can't read word for word, because when you have a speech, it has to be free-flowing, and you have to, goes back to rehearsing your speech and be prepared. You have to know what you're saying, and you have to be able to say it without looking at it and reading word by word. Also, another thing that you could do is, when giving a speech in general, it's something that you want to do. So you have to know your information, and it has to be something that you give your passion to. So definitely you have to be passionate about what you're talking about when you're doing your speech. And in public education and public health, that should not be a problem, because when you're speaking in public, that should be something that you're very interested in, something that you really have dedication towards, and you want to make a change. So definitely be passionate about your speech. And also, these are all advices that you could give to somebody that's doing their speech. One of the main things is to be patient, because public speaking is not easy. It's hard. You get sweaty palms, your stomach starts to hurt, you just get so nervous. And so definitely be patient with public speaking. Don't get impatient, because not everybody was born to public speak in front of a lot of people. Everybody gets nervous. So definitely those are some things that we could work on and to improve. Some things that I can improve on actually is probably maybe rehearsing more of my speech, possibly being able to make eye contact with the audience. I do look around a lot. That's something that people can work on too. Getting enough information, the posture, and just engaging with the audience. That's all I have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed my speech. I did try my hardest to be able to give information and tips on everything. I hope I did cover everything. Thank you.